This video is only meant to provide general legal information and is not legal advice. Before you take any action or rely on any information in this video, it is recommended that you consult an attorney or contact the Legal Aid Society of Hawaii. A security deposit is money that you give the landlord at the beginning of a rental agreement as insurance against unpaid rent and/or damages caused by you, your family, or your friends. The amount of the security deposit is decided by the landlord and cannot be more than 1 month's rent, but it can include an additional amount for a pet deposit up to 1 month's rent. The following information is specifically for those in private landlord-tenant agreements. You should get part or all of your deposit back if you have not caused any damages beyond normal wear and tear, failed to pay any rent, failed to return any keys, and have not abandoned the property. By law, the landlord must notify you in writing if she or he is keeping part or all of the deposit within 14 days after you move out. The landlord should include copies of receipts for expenses he or she claims your deposit paid for. If you have not moved out yet, you should ensure that you report damages in writing to the landlord and keep copies of these letters. If you have a month-to-month lease, you must give your landlord at least 28 days written notice of when you plan to move out. The 28-day count starts when you send the letter plus 2 additional days for mailing. Make sure to fix any damages you caused and clean the property thoroughly. You should also take dated photographs after cleaning. Make sure to also do a checkout walkthrough of your unit with your landlord, listing any damages that your landlord intends to charge you for. Return keys for the unit to the landlord. Give your landlord a forwarding address to return your deposit, or else your landlord must send it to the last known address, which would be the landlord's unit. If you have moved out already and you believe your deposit has been wrongfully kept, you have some options. You should decide which option is best for you based on the facts of your situation. Option 1. Writing to your landlord. You can write a brief, polite, and professional letter explaining you have moved out, and under Hawaii state law, you are entitled to your security deposit because you have paid all rent, returned all keys, and left the unit in better or the same condition as when you moved in. In your letter, give your landlord a date to return the deposit to you by, and mention any actions you may consider taking if your deposit is not returned. Request that your landlord contact you within 10 business days. Writing a letter can help to solve the problem quickly, is cheaper to do, and even if the problem is still not solved, copies of this letter may help to prove your case in court. However, your landlord may also begin to collect information on how to defend his or herself and countersue you based off of any information in your letter. Option 2. Going to small claims court. If you can prove that your landlord is wrongfully and willfully withholding your security deposit, then suing your landlord can be a reasonable action. However, small claims court is not for everyone or every situation. Consider the following questions and determine how hard or easy it may be for you to prove your case. Did you sign a check-in inventory list? Did you get a letter from your landlord within 14 days of moving out that stated why they kept your deposit? Does your landlord claim you owe more money over your deposit for damages? If you do, the court may grant a judgment to the landlord that's more than the amount of the security deposit. Is it worth your time and money to get your deposit back? If you feel this may be your best option, the following sections will explain how to file and represent yourself in small claims court. Small claims court is a less formal court process which handles claims for $5,000 or less. An attorney cannot represent you in security deposit matters at the district court. First, fill out a statement of claim and notice form from district court. Or you can go to www.lawhelp.org/HI to fill out your form online. This form will state your claim against your landlord. After your forms are completed, make copies and then turn in your papers to the clerks who will date stamp, approve, and file it. Afterward, you must pay the filing fee. The date that is given on the court papers, the return date, is usually the date of trial. Next, you as the plaintiff must serve the defendant, the landlord, a copy of the statement of claim and the notice to court date. You must notify the defendant at least 48 hours before the date of the hearing. You can serve your landlord by using either registered or certified mail, or you can use a private party or process server to personally serve your landlord. At the hearing, you must present the judge the receipt issued by the post office when the papers were mailed and the return receipt showing the date of delivery and the signature of the defendant. On the day of your hearing, if the landlord does not show up, you may win judgment by default. However, the judge will require that you, the plaintiff, present evidence to prove that the defendant was properly served. If you are not present at the correct time and place of your hearing, your case may be dismissed with prejudice, which means the case is over. At the hearing, it is important to have evidence to prove you should get your security deposit back, including rent receipts, canceled checks, rental agreement, dated photos, and communication with landlord. If you win your case, you may still have to go through a process to collect the money if your landlord does not pay. The court does not act as a collection agency. If you have questions on how to enforce your judgment, you should consult an attorney, contact legal aid, or visit www.lawhelp.org/HI for more information. For other resources, including legal information brochures, interactive interviews, and the location and contact numbers for family and district courts, see the additional information section below. Remember, this video is only meant to give general legal information and not to give specific legal advice. For more information, call Legal Aid Society of Hawaii at 808-536-4302 or visit www.legalaidhawaii.org.